Hey everybody, welcome to the very first free, spell it the long way, F-R-E-E, because free is always better than cheap. I guess, Chippy class. I'm Derek Stevens. I'm the crow in the forums. I do the daily drops, and I'm a firm believer that I can teach anybody how to draw. All it is simple shapes. I didn't go through and kind of like show you my chops. Did this today for a computer company, thank you. This is one of my steampunk classes. Again, all these are cylinders and straight lines, another comic book thing. We can break down anatomy, and we will do that a little bit in the Chippy class, okay? It's not going to be the same anatomy as the fusion manga style that I usually draw in, because this is a lot more simplified. Later on, maybe we can move into spot blacks. I mean, this is nothing but a big black inky blob made to look like these giant robots. The beautiful thing about these big spot blacks, a lot of times I run into clients that they say, make something cool, and here's a couple of things I want you to do with it. And they really don't know what they want. So instead of doing lines, as lines have to go someplace, I will turn out 3 to 4 of these big black inky blobs and say, which one do you like? And they're like, I like number 2. Okay, then I have my baseline. I can come back down and start to draw. Let's see. This is what we're going to do tonight. But before we do this, I'm not for sure, we've got a lot more people here tonight than usual. What we're going to do is we're going to do File, New. I'm going to come to 300 DPI. I like 300 DPI dots per inch because I can really grab a lot of detail. And then I switch to inches. And I like to do a 20 by 20. That way we're all on the same canvas size. Again, it's 20 by 20, big nice square, and at 300 DPI. So that's good. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to hit my B button from my brush. And let's move this thing out of the way here because it's distracting me, and it boogers up my real estate. Now what I'm going to do is hit my brush button, and I do a quick test. So my brush size is at 20, and I'm going to pop it all the way up to 35. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to prove to you right now, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that anybody can draw anything by using simple shapes. And maybe a couple of you have seen my Drawing 101 video. Member sponsors have done this. Anyway, if you have, you know what you're drawing, it's going to be that much easier for you. So what I want you guys to do, I think I've babbled on long enough. I think you got the 20 by 20, 300 DPI canvas down. What we're going to do here is you're going to follow along with Mr. Derek T. Stevens. Oh, by the way, thank you very much. 50 Shades of Nelson. He's my handler at the Buzz Cave, making this all possible. I appreciate that. And here's what I want to do. I'm going to get this bloody thing right. Technical difficulties. There we go. So I hit my B button again. What we're going to do is, when I draw, I'm going to draw right here in the center. That's where I want you to draw. If I'm drawing here, I do not want you to draw up here, down here, over here. I want you to do move for me. What we're going to do is start off with a letter C, coming down here like this. Now notice it's not a huge letter C like that. It's not a little letter C like that. This is the size that I'm shooting for. This is what I want you to do. You have to pretend there is a dotted line that goes from here to here that makes it even. So we're going to draw our little letter C. And from here, we're going to draw the letter N as in November. Right on top of here, I'll even zoom in for you lot. Bullocks, don't draw that. That was my hand being stupid. We're going to draw a letter N. Like this. And again, what we're trying to achieve is this parallel line right here. It's invisible, but you stop here. You don't progress down here, and you don't stop up here. You want to make it sure that it's level right through here like this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make another letter N kind of at an angle. We're going to come right here at this corner, come up, and again, which we're going to look at. This area right here is where it's going to stop. So I come up to here like this, make another letter N. And again, look for that imaginary line that comes from here to here. Now you guys are saying, what the heck is he doing? What is he drawing? Is it a bird? Is it a cloud? Is it a man? Is it Superman? No, it's not. And I'm not going to tell you what you're drawing, because if I say, hey, we're going to draw a pig flying an airplane, you're like, well, I can't draw a pig flying an airplane. Or you're going to have these preconceived notions like, well, it should look like this. And it doesn't. So again, just plain follow along with Derek. To recap, we started off with the letter C, another letter N here, through the letter N through here like this, a parallel line. We're going to come down here, is going to make a backward stroke. Another big letter N, coming down here like this, and then cutting it right here like that. I don't know, my computer did that. There we go. Z out of that. So letter C, letter N through here, another letter N. So N is our favorite number right now. Can I have a heck yeah, Mr. Nelson?
You may.
Bullocks. Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson, for those of you who do not know him, is very hard to crack up, but he's one heck of a man. What a man, what a man, what a fine man. Okay, what we're going to do here is, right over in this area right here, we're going to draw a little nook right here. I'm not even sure what to call it. We're calling it a nook in the corner. See this little nook right here? Zoom in here. A little nook right here. And we're going to pick right here, not up here, not down here, right around this ideal area, ideal spot, right here. It's kind of like the ear canal, you know, when you have a bad itch, you just start scratching, it feels so good. That's the spot, the sweet spot that you want. So we're going to come in here like this, and I'm going to come and kind of draw a letter S like this. See, it's kind of an S. It's a lazy S, but it's an S. So we got our ends going on. We did our little nook, letter S right here. And what we're going to do here is make a little boop. I'm not sure what that's called. What is that called, Mr. Nelson? Besides an awesome sound effect.
I
love you too. All right, so from right here, this is a bit tricky. So watch that, and I'll do it a couple times, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to come from this corner here, like this. Come around like this. And notice there's some spacing in between all this. I'm not coming through here like this and doing all these wiggly lines. I'm not coming like this. What I want you guys to try to do is from this corner here, make a nice even space in between everything and cut it off right here. And from here, things get really easy, because this is kind of the three-dimensional hard thing to draw. We're drawing a duck. This is the duck's bill. We're going to put a little nostril right here like that. A little circle in the mouth like so. Because now your duck can talk and he can breathe. Yay, I got a duck bill. Look at me, look at me, look at me. I've had 3 cups of coffee. Could you tell, Mr. Nelson?
Yes.
I'll try to slow it down just a little bit. And hey, by the way, guys, use BuzzNet. If I'm going fast or too slow, or if you have a question, raise your hand in there or type it. Mr. Nelson's watching. I can't watch and draw at the same time. I can barely chew gum and walk at the same time. But if you have questions, make sure you ask. There's no such thing as a dumb question, okay? I do not mind repeating again and again and again, because this is a lesson here that proves to you that you can draw anything. So what we're going to do from the middle of this bill right here, we're going to make a line that comes down, straight line, just like that, almost like we're cutting it in half with a samurai sword. Because everybody was kung fu fighting. You know you want to sing, Nelson.
I doubt that I'm going to.
Fast as lightning. Okay, coming up here, we're going to bring it down at an angle like this. Come down here like this. All the way down to this cheek. We don't want to make it too skinny like this. We don't want to make it too big like this. What we're shooting for is this area right through here. Nice subtle arc. So we draw a straight line, not super tall, not super short, coming down to this area right here in the cheek. Now we're going to scoot over just a bit. This is our target area. Let's start off right here. And then again, we're going to build that subtle arch to the middle of the cheek right here. So we got these little bow-looking things going on through here and here. And now what we can do is do a little circle like this, a little circle like this, and then you can kind of color them in. And those are his eyes. Look at me, I got eyeballs now. I can see things. And for hex and grins, we will do. That'll be his eyelids. You didn't even get crazy. Like, I got veins in here because I've been partying with bronies all night long in my bedroom, and we're crazy like that. I've been hearing about all these terminologies that are clopping, and it's crazy. My eyes are all red. So, okay, I got a strained out duck. Put my brush back to 35. You don't have to do that. I'm just being silly. Trying to entertain you and give you enough time to catch up. So what we're going to do from back here, not here, not all the way here. We're going to come, this is your target area like this. It's going to be one nice flowing line. You come in like this to a point. We have two more lines for the hair, and they're triangles. We're going to go 1, 2. So we got some hair going on, we got the crazy eyes, we got the bill, we got the tongue, and we'll finish off with the neck right where your eyeball is at right here. Just imagine it coming down here like this. We do 1, over this a little bit, 2, and you got yourself a duck. I'll give you guys a couple seconds to catch up, and I'm just going to mess around a little bit. Do we have any questions?
Nope.
Tell you what, I want to see at least 2 people's screens. Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson, explain to them how we take screens and what's that all about.
Yeah. On the webinar panel, there is a raise hand button, and if you click that, you flag us. So sometimes we take a look at people's screens during the class, waiting for people to catch up and to give feedback. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and put your hand up, and we'll choose one of you and switch over to your guys' screen.
And I want to be sort of interactive as much as possible with you guys and gals, because it's the only way that I know you guys are you're keeping up or you don't have any questions is by seeing your guys' work. So just 1 volunteer is all I'm asking for. So who's going to be the first victim? Do we have one, Mr. Nelson?
It seems this crowd is a little shy, and someone's doing it on paper.
Yeah, that's cool doing it on paper. If you have a scanner, I'd love to see it as well. All right, well, I will try to break these guys in. Nice. How's that?
All right.
I won't take your screens just yet, but I will. And again, listen, come on. I'm singing Kung Fu Fighting and being crazy here, so I won't bite your head off. 50 Shades of Nelson's so relaxed. All he wants to do is eat some French fries and some potato chips and a couple of beers. He's got the munchies. Oh, sorry, that's comic book stuff I've been working on. Monster stuff, chippy stuff. All right. So go ahead and save that out because it's very important. I want you guys to have a baseline to know where you have been, where you're going. And this is the small elf chick that we're going to draw. For tonight's introduction, I'm not going to do the body and all that stuff tonight. We're going to build upon this character next class. So we can continue to build and build and build and build. And we're going to have a lot of fun drawing chippies. We'll go over facial expressions, all sorts of cool stuff, because they're simple, easy things to draw. Right now, I have a bunch of different layers. I have my eye layer right here. Look at me, I'm blinking. I have my eye 1 layer right here. My first pass is right here. Layer 2 is this elf-looking chick, and of course my background layer. So what I'm going to do is go to image size, so we're on the same plane. And let me actually pump this up to 300. I can't believe I didn't do that. I put it at 200. 300 DPI resolution, 20 by 20. I'll hit OK. My computer thinks for a moment. I'll hit Control, my space bar, to bring this back like this. Now, this isn't really a Photoshop class, but if I can throw a couple things out at you that you may or may not know and help, I guess, your workflow, I'm all about that too. So I have my first pass 01 right here. I believe in naming layers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create yet another layer. Pass class 01. Then I come back down to my pass 01, and I'm going to ghost them out a little bit. come back to my past class 1. This is a layer that I'm going to work on for this area right here, and I encourage you guys to make other layers. But if you're drawing by pencil, what is the first rule of drawing, Mr. Nelson?
We don't talk about drawing.
Very close. We draw lightly. Second rule is?
We don't talk about drawing. Yes, draw lightly.
We draw lightly. Second or third rule is you always draw with a sharp pencil, because you want to make ghost lines and make sure you draw lightly. And the fourth rule that I love to live by is look good while you're drawing. I'm usually alone, so I have no one to argue with me. My hair is never a mess or unkempt because I'm bald. So without further ado, let's go ahead and I'm going to come in with a non-photo blue. And my background in comic books, this is what we would start off with on Bristol board. All this non-photo blue, so I can make my thumbnails really quick and stuff. And then I can come back and do more detail because it's a non-photo blue, it would not photocopy. So by habit, this is how I work. What we're going to do is I'm going to trace this area right here. We're going to build it together, okay? Again, feel free to work anywhere on your paper. I encourage you to work in this area right here where I'm at. I'm going to zoom in nice and tight. I'll make my brush size a 45, so I have a nice thicker line so you guys can see. And all we're doing, if you can see this initial shape here, is making an egg. So I'm going to come through here like this. You can even cut it in half. Because with my Wacom tablet, it's hard for me to even make a nice smooth line. Unlike paper, I miss paper. Go ahead and finish this off through here. So we have our egg shape. Or you could draw like this. This is how I would usually draw my rough. I take my opacity down quite a bit. And I usually, a lot of circles through here. Nothing wrong with a lot of marks. And then I can start building the chin area like this. That's the way you guys can do it as well. So I'm going to come back down here. We have our egg shape made. And from the sides right here, we're going to build onto that, make it a little more pointy than our picture over on the left, because I want to make more elf-like. So we build this circle or egg shape for the egg. Come off the cheekbones right through here like this. And we have our initial face. I mean, it's really that simple. And for giggles and all that stuff, let's go ahead and split it up. You're looking for symmetry. Not the Australian symmetry like dead people, but the English version is symmetry, where we're going to cut this in the middle. I'm going to touch my screen, hit shift, bring this up like this. And right where we started, this area right here, to bring down for the chin, I'm hitting my canvas first, hitting shift, and bringing here. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my eyes, or make my eyes, right as it's touching this layer right here. So again, bear with me, I just really want to repeat. I want to go slow. I want to make sure you guys get it. Making the egg shape like this, building again from the egg shape coming down here to a point. Coming back around here for symmetry, and we cut it in half here, and right where our chin or our jawline starts to meet. And if you look at the picture compared to what we're doing here, these are ears, but they're not really ears. They're symbols of ears. What we're going to do is we're going to make small little triangles. So I'm going to come down here like this. One triangle here. One triangle here like this. And if you look, the imaginary line, just like our duck when we did our N, there's an imaginary line that comes from here to here, from here to here. So we don't have this going on here. We don't have an ear coming up through here like this. We don't have another ear shape like that, which may be cool, but we're not drawing that. So I'm looking for landmarks. Everything is a landmark for me. So I'm drawing from here to down here, and I'm looking for that imaginary line from here to here to bring everything together. So we build our egg. We cut it in half. We build along the jawline through here. We have our triangles for our ears. And we're going to come through here on either side of this line here. Let me zoom in here for you. We're coming just slightly. Straight line here. Straight line here. Let's go ahead and make a V like this. So that will be her neck. And we'll worry about the body here in a second. So far, does anybody have any questions or want me to take her screen to look at them? I don't mind. Mr. Nelson, anybody?
I don't see any hands.
Okie dokie, Smokey. It looks like she's got a blemish. Let me take care of that here. Hit my B button again. All right, so now we have our ears. We have the chin and all this going on. If you look at this area right here, it's almost like a rectangle. That's what we're going to build. Her shoulders come out slightly here, so I'm going to hit my shift button or touch my screen, shift button, come across here like this. Now I'm not bringing her shoulders all the way out here like this. What I'm trying to do is right underneath here, this chin, little imaginary line through here, right by this area here, a little imaginary line here. She's not super wide, she's not stacked, she's not some big fighting type machine. And from here, I'll just hit my canvas, hit shift down here like this, shift down here like so, and I'll finish it off by making a little square here. So now we're looking for landmarks. We got our egg, we've cut her in half. Sounds painful. We have our ears, the point, we have our neck. So what I'm going to do here is make a small circle. Let me zoom in here like this. This is our deltoid. What I'm trying to do is make a circle here. So this part of the square, the 90-degree angle, is in the middle of the circle. So we don't want to draw a circle like this. We don't want to draw a circle like that. What I'm trying to do is make everything as simple as possible. We're trying to make this circle here where the apex of this 90-degree angle is right in the middle. This is going to be our shoulder. Do the same thing over here. This is the center of our apex. So I'm making another circle here, like so. I'll zoom back. So now we have our, really? Let me turn off my phone. People don't know, I'm teaching. All right, let me turn this down. I do apologize. You know, I have like movie stars calling me all the time. The Laura Croft chick, what's her name? Big Lip? Help me out, Nelson.
What? Angelina Jolie?
Yeah, I forget her name. That's how much she calls. She's been calling me. It's pretty pathetic. It really is.
I'm sorry.
Sad. That's all right. It's all good. So if you look through here, her shoulder is here and her hands come through here like this. That's one of the reasons I picked this. Is because I don't want to go into hands and all that sort of detail for a first rendering. I'm going to trace this area right through here because I've already built it. Comes through here at an angle like this. Follow the circle around here. And bring it in here like this. So now she has shoulders. She has a little bit of arms going on. And we'll worry about all this fine detail through here in a little bit because we're not finished building our base. So, man, there's a lot of different ways I make eyes. Let me show you here. Come on, computer. Whenever I do my American manga fusion type style, I really will make my eyes, let's start off like this. You know, I can really build onto them like that. And my brush size isn't the proper size, but that's how I do that, right? So I was thinking, well, how's an easy way to explain to you guys for chippies how to build them? And I came up with a way. If you look at my eyes up through here, this is how I built them, this is what we're going to do. I'm really going to bring my brush size up. I have it at 300. I'm going to make a little dot. Bring it over here. Ideally, even in chippy drawing, this is an easy way to make measurements. I make my circle here for my initial eye. I can come in here with my cursor and I can see, okay, that's how much of a space I need in between. So right here is my other eye. So roughly, that's about how big it is. And right now we're going to bring our brush size back down. We'll do a little finer detail. And bring it back up. I wasn't happy with that position. Here we go. And again, look for that bottom line right through here. They should be sitting practically on it. I'll bring my brush size down. And this is the perfect circle. And if you look at these eyes, it's not a perfect circle. It's a little wide. So what I'm going to do here is make it a little bit wider like this. And bring my brush size down quite a bit to like a 25. And then I can come up here and go 1, 2. Now what we can do, and I recommend, it's a good idea to practice. We can do the same thing with that eye right here, or we can do a time saver thing. I'm just going to erase this area right here. I guess I could have done other things. This is Photoshop. It's very powerful. What I'm going to do here is hit Marquee Select. This whole area like this. I'm going to hit Control T. Again, it's Control T. Control C, Control V, and ideally bullocks. Okay, deselect. Timeout. Don't do that. Screw that up. Let's select it first. Control C, Control V. Control C is for control copy. Control V is to paste it. And now I have another eye like this. It's the same shape. It's the same eyeball, but we need to turn it around. So I'm hit Control T now. Thank you very much. This little cursor comes up through here like this. Now what I'm going to do is take this point here, drag it across here, and place it. Now I have the same shape of an eyeball. So that'll help me out with what I'm doing quite a bit. Let's go ahead and name this. It is her right eye. All right, so we have the right eye, the left eye made. We have the landmarks for the ears. Let's go ahead and place her nose. Now, if you look at her nose, man, seriously, it's just a little splotch, an indication with the nose. Sometimes I like to make my noses right here, a little highlight, take my eyes, this sort of thing, right? But for the little chippy stuff that we're doing, all we're going to do is to make a straight line across from here like this. Once you come down a little bit further, and we'll do is make a small triangle like that for her nose, so we know where to place it. And the chick doesn't even have a mouth. I mean, can you see that? Can you zoom in? There are these freckles, or this is the mouth. So we'll make her little mouth right under here someplace, a little circle, so we know what's going on. And then we're looking at her eyebrows. They're arched up quite a bit. Now, there's different ways of making eyebrows. I can have her like, ooh, I'm more angry now. I can just have them flat where she has no expression at all. But if you make them really big and arched, it gives that innocent look. Like, look at me, 50 Shades of Nelson. I love ponies. You can do the same thing over here. I love Mr. Nelson. I'm so innocent. Don't hurt me. Am I making you laugh or cringe, Mr. Nelson? Okay. Whatever. I'm going to give you guys a couple of seconds to catch up. Does anybody have any questions right now?
Nope.
Whoever is messaging me, stop it. I cannot see and stop in class. Use BuzzNet. Or smoke signals. I can read them out my window. So anyway, we got all this going on through here. I like this. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to come up here and create another layer. I'm going to call it hair. H-A-I-R, oops, R01. All right, this eyeball actually needs to scoot over a little bit more. That is her right eye. Let me fix this. I go to my right eye. This is in a different layer. A little pokey thing here. That layer kind of scoots over. I'm happy my nose is in the middle. That works for me. Okay, coming back to my hair. I'm actually going to hit a darker blue at this point so lines don't start to get muddied up. And now if you would look here, her hairline, her head stops right about here. So the hair goes above her actual head, and that's exactly what I want us to do. So with her head here, my goal is to give her a little bit of cushion, and I'm going to start right here. I'm literally going to, almost like our duck, bring a nice smooth line all the way like this. When you bring it, crawl through, past the ear like this into a triangle. And we're looking at this little cowlick right here. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit like this. If you look over here, it comes to a nice little triangle, nice smooth line, and boom, a triangle. So I'm going to come here, again, giving you guys a chance to catch up. I'll go over it again. I'm going to come across here, a nice smooth line like this, to a triangle. It's right above her eyelash right here. So mine's roughly in the same spot. So I started out where I would assume her hair part is at. Come to a nice smooth line past her ear. And I bump it up to give it volume. Because if you don't look good, we don't look good. Videos soon. Sponsored by 50 Shades of Nelson. I bring it down here like this and make a little triangle like this. And we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little triangles. So let's go ahead and do this. From this area right here, you come down to a little triangle. Go ahead and draw off the ear. Flips under like this, 2. Flips down here like this, 3. And then we come down here, and this is going to go walla walla, ooh, like that, and up here like that. So let me give you guys a second to catch up. Small itty bitty shapes. I don't want anyone to get looking at, I guess, the big picture right now. Small little shapes, all I'm interested in. All right, so we have this here. You know what, let's go ahead and recap again because I want to give you guys some time to catch up. I want to make this easy. I don't want to rush. And it's easy for me because I've been doing it all the time. This is all I do every day, all day long. And I understand there's different levels of abilities out there. So I apologize for those who are burning through this. But this is the beginner class. I want to make sure everyone's able to catch up. The way we did all this, we made our egg shape through here, like this. From this area here, we built down along this area here to a point for her chin, because she's an elf. Bring it back through here. So we made the egg shape, the point in the chin. I cut things in half here, cut things in half right here. I made a big, big circle dot thing for my eye, made a couple of eyelashes. And from here, I hit Control C after marquing over it, Control V, pushed it over here. Then I hit Control T, and you have this little marquee it comes across. Reversed it so I have the same size, same shape eyes. Is it cheating? No, it's not cheating. You're working smart. So that's here. And again, the eyes are sitting on this line right here. And where the line hits, we're making our ears come down at an angle like this, come down here at an angle like this. We put a little indicator for the nose, a little indicator for a little mouth. And then we came underneath here and we made her neck. Not a super big, strong, hulking neck, but just a small, slender neck. Here we V'd it out, made a rectangle for her body. And on our shoulders, our deltoid area, I use this for my landmark right here. I wanted to make a circle. And inside the circle, the apex, is this small dot right here. Follow suit over here with a rectangle, looking for the landmark, making another circle like this. A small little apex here in the middle. And then to make her arms folded behind her back, made the circle come across here. feed it out and in, circle out like this, feed it out and in. And then we started messing and mucking about the hair. We made another layer for the hair called Hair 01. I came here where I thought the hair might be parted. Come across here like this, I drew through the ear. Come across here, 1, 2, all the way through, 3, 4, a small strand down here to 5. So let's go ahead and work on, I guess, her bangs. If you look at her bangs right here, all it is a reverse triangle above this eyebrow. So I'm going to start here and bring this down past the eye like this. Nice small sweep. And then from here, she has a lot of her eye showing, and I may cover some of my eye up, and you can do the same thing. Come across like this. We have a little sweep right here. Let me demonstrate that again for you. So after this initial sweep here, it goes pretty high up in the hairline. Come down here like this. And then from my jawline, I'll just build upon it like that. So now I have a sweeping looking bang. And here I go again. I'll make another straight line to here. Okay, it's a little curve. This is an odd looking shape. It's kind of flower petal-like. That's fine. What we're going to do is come across here. It's a little bit wider. Like I said, almost like a flower petal. This is my rose. Look at me, I'm a rose. I got thorns. And the petals like this is just reversed, and we're making the petal like that. You can almost tell where the stem would go. So that's the type of shape that we're looking for here. And then we have a smaller little bang, goes 1, 2 that leads in. So I'm going to come here like this, a little bit past the eyebrow. And then I'm going to make my last triangle. I'm going to connect this area right through here, like that. So we've done a lot of work so far. Does anybody feel comfortable with letting me see their screen? I won't bite, I promise you. Nelson might bite, but I won't bite much, unless you like that sort of thing. And this is PG-13, so you can't say you do.
All right, looks like we have a volunteer.
Roger that, let's see it. And who do we have here? Not bad, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Who is this?
If you have a mic, you can speak. I don't know if you...
You may not have a mic, so I'll just go over some stuff. I like how you got the little hair part. The eyeballs are great. I love your construction lines. I love the fact that you are drawing through your character. That's important. I mean, so you can get the proper read on everything. I'm really proud of you. Keep it up. Again, I know what I'm drawing and my workflow. And you don't know that. You don't know me that well because I'm a crazy, bald-headed old man. So keep up the good work, and thank you for volunteering. I'm really proud of you. Keep up the good work, okay? We can take one more volunteer because what's going on is you're allowing more people to catch up and have more time. And I don't mind running over class a little bit because I do want to be able to be a thorough teacher and teach everything that I can in this hour to maybe an hour and a half. Thank you very much. We have one more volunteer that wants to show anything. See, that wasn't bad. I didn't make anybody cry. Not yet.
I don't see any hands up.
Okay, take my screen back. Whoever this is, I didn't see the name. Thank you very much for volunteering. Okay, so we have the hair going on through here, and let's go ahead and build the long length of hair through here. Oops, I forgot one. Right through here. Just to kind of match this, it frames the face. So we're going to come up through here. Let's use this for a baseline in the back. Comes up here like that. And then from underneath the ear, I have this little triangle here. We're going to skip over just a little bit in this area here like that. It's a nice, pretty wisp. So again, we're moving over the ear just a little bit here. Nice, pretty wisp. And this hair here, man, it gets all funky and crazy and cool. And I encourage you to, hair's like smoke. I mean, okay. As you guys are catching up, you don't have to draw all this, but say this is one of my chicks here that I draw. I'll do a side view like this. Nice pretty neck. Base of the nose. Pretty little lips. Triangle for her eye. Make her an elf too because I like pointed ears. Draw a line through here, a little bit of eyelash over here to give it dimension. So for hair, you really want to avoid a bunch of lines like this and making hair like that. You don't want to do that. And again, I'm coming from a manga type fusion style. What I like to do is, again, I'll draw on the base up through here because, again, hair doesn't lay flat, super flat on the skull. So I come up through here, maybe make some triangles, and then I just kind of go wild with my hair because hair can do anything. And you know, I would come back in here and erase, oh, hold on, brushes, do a little line here so her ear can stick out. Then I come back in here. Ideally, this will all be in a separate layer already. Do some cleanup. Back to my brush. Simple little shapes. Hair's like smoke. It can be anywhere you want. So when we come down here, that's what I kind of want you guys to remember. It can be anything you want. So I'm going to come right, if you can notice here, it comes right underneath here. Make a triangle like this. It sweeps around. And we have all this hair through here. We're going to build on from the second triangle, little lash here. One. And another sweeping little lash through here like, oops, I messed up, I didn't like that. And I forgot we have a big, hello, I look like alfalfa sort of hair. So not bad. With this, we have our initial breakdown of all the landscaping that we need, all the telltale signs that we can actually start to build on. So with that done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create yet another layer here. And I'll hit pass 0, 2. And I'm going to get black ink now. Different schools of thought. What I kind of like to do is do the contour lines, and all I'm going to do is trace around everything I've already drawn. I will not draw through this time. That's the big thing. But I'm going to get my contour lines. I'm going to trace everything that I have. My brush size is a 30. I'll zoom in here. You guys can draw along with me. Let's bring my opacity up. I'm sorry, my bad, to 100. So I'm tracing along all this area through here. I make some subtle changes if I want. Move my canvas around to where it is a little bit easier to control. Notice when I get to my ear, I'm going to draw underneath it, not through it. Draw this nice line through here. I actually have a VTM coming out, hopefully soon. I've got the first chapter done, close to 8 hours of content for the first chapter. But one of the exercises I have you guys do to get used to the Wacom tablet, even if it's working for your pen, is I have you guys draw squares. Inside the square, I have you do straight lines, and your goal is to hit from here to here. As you can tell, I'm not doing a great job. And then you'll do circles inside and all these weird shapes. And the reason I have you do this is I want you to learn control of your hand. It's a great exercise. It'll help you traditionally as well as doing it digitally. And those nice smooth looking lines, because whenever I draw women, whenever the legs and the arms, as you guys catch up, I'll go ahead and do it a little bit more. But like if this was a female arm through here, you notice I'm still building my blocks. That would come back in here and I would make everything nice and one solid line, nice and smooth. Nice and smooth, little bone through here and their hand be. Anyway, with women, that's how you draw it. They're really nice, smooth. Men with their deltoids and stuff like this, if this is a male's arm, deltoid comes through here. They're a lot more like carving into rock. So my chick's getting punched. Anyway, guys are a little bit different than girls. So by learning these little tricks and tips of hand control whenever you're working at your Wacom, it really does help. All right, so hopefully you guys are kind of caught up to where I'm at. I'm going to keep moving along. Through here. Now take note, my brush size is at 30 right now. The reason why, guys, will have you take notes. I'll even put hair 30 brush size because I might forget too. Another thing we'll go over is line width. Come in here now. Build my hair through here. Just following the lines we've already made. The initial work is what takes a lot longer. But when you do it right, you start making your final pass, it goes really, really fast. Down here for my chin, my neck, my arms. Oh, almost forgot my ears. So here's what you should have or close to having it have. Shutting off a bunch of layers. I'm not sure that blue line, oh, I know where the blue line came from. So this is what we should be pretty close to having like this. All it is the contour line drawing of what we already did. Using my eraser tool to get rid of this little blue line so you guys got some more time. This is the good thing about keeping track of your layers. I'll turn my hair layer back on that we just did, and I can tell right here I forgot a small little stroke like that. Forgot one down here like this. Bring these points down a little bit more like this. So now we have our hair. Pretty easy, right? Any questions so far?
Nope.
And don't be afraid to ask for more time. I'm not going to make fun of you. I'd rather you guys ask for more time than get frustrated. That's the last thing I want you guys to do. Because the hair, I'm not going to lie to you, I mean, this haircut, this hairstyle was pretty complicated. But if you break it down to small little details, small little bits at a time, triangle, 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 nice flowing little triangle looking thing, it's a lot easier. Let's go ahead and look at our ears real quick while we're here. You can see these little lines. So what I'm really going to do is my hair is at a 30 and my inner workings of my face I'll bring down to a 15. This corner here. So I have where my ear's at. Let's turn on my first pass again so I have everything in order. Don't need these eyeballs up here. I'll take this area back here and that. So what we're going to do here is, now I'm still working on my past 2 layers because I make that disappear. Look, it's all gone. So I'm on here, keep track of your layers. I don't want to be in my hair layer right here or my right eye. I want to be in my pass 02. It's the layer I'm working on. What I'm going to do here is bump my brush size back up to 30. Come in here nice and tight. And where I see this little area here, make a small little triangle like this for her nose. Small little dot here for her mouth. Now this is the fun part. Let's sort of make the eyeball, okay? What we're going to do is just go ahead and make this in a separate layer because I'm going to want to erase through it and all that stuff. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to put eye done 01. Well, that 01 it probably means it's not actually done. What we're going to do is make our pin come all the way up here. Now we're not back on the pass 02 layer, we're back on the eye done 01 layer. And you can see what happens. Hold on, Control Z, get it out of there. Come up here like this. I have a little circle for the eye. Come back down here. I'm going to go 1, 2, buckle my shoe. And tell you what we can do is just, because it's the only thing on this layer here, let's select this, hit Control T. Bring this over here like this. Control D to deselect. Now, running into the area here, we don't want a perfect circle because these aren't really perfect circles. So let's try something. The power of Photoshop, hit Control T and bring this down so it's elongated a little bit. Hit enter. And we notice this is flat through here. So I'm going to hit my brush, bring this down to a 15 to match my ears. Build a little doodad through here like so. Get the 15 so we make these eyelashes here. My eraser tool, erasing along through here like this. Let me show you what eraser tool I'm using too. That's important. I'm using the hard edge right here. It's a 35. You can pump it up bigger if you want. If I hit it through here like this. Now with my eraser tool still selected, I'll bring my eraser tool up to a 40. And right center of the eye, I'm going to go, bam! I have an automatic highlight. Look at that. It's so pretty. It's good. Now, I don't know what's going on with the chick over here. Maybe she's been hypnotized. Oh, 50 Shades of Nelson, show me your ponies now. I am yours to command. I think that's what's going on. Would you agree, Mr. Nelson?
That could be what's happening.
It could be what's happening. Now, again, we're looking at shapes. We have a pretty big highlight right here. We can actually make ours a little bit bigger. I'll show you another effect while we're at it, and we'll make it bigger. If we go to a soft edge, and I bring my brush size up quite a bit to encompass this, you can see how it kind of fades out. I love that effect. More looks like this, but you can tell right through here, this is definitely a hard edge. So I'm going to come back up here and do a hard edge like this. Bring my brush size down. Oops, maybe my brush size needs to come down to a 20. Come up here like this. It's just like, check please. And then through here, let's build our brush size back up to a 35. And from right here in the middle, coming down here, let me zoom in here again and repeat. I'll bring my brush size back to a 30. And it's touching. Instead of all these swirly cue things going on here, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring it down here just a little bit like this. Then I'm going to go to a soft edge here, pump it up quite a bit. I'm touching repeatedly here. So I have some cool looking highlights going in through all this black eye, and you can put some colors and tones in through here like this. What we're going to do now is go back to our brush. Now once we get this initial eye done, what we're going to do is hit the Control T button and just copy and paste. We can see some eyelashes through here, and I kind of like that, so I kind of want to recreate that. With my brush button picked, I got my solid black on. Bring my brush size up a little bit. That's a little bit too much. Let's bring my brush size down. There's a lot of trial and error here. I come up through here like this, making a triangle. Put a triangle through here. There's some eyelashes coming through here. Let's build some bottom eyelashes through here like this. Make this a little bit thicker. So we have an interesting eye. So now it's the time to pull it all together. I'm going to select this baby right here, Control T. Bring this over here like this, hit Enter, Control D to deselect. And now what I do is, because this is the eye done 01, we just did a lot of initial work through here. I'm going to come into my opacity, gross this out a lot. When I do this, I can tell where the hair falls on top of it. So I don't want this area to show. So with my eraser tool select, I'm on this layer, so the only thing that's going to be erased is that layer. So now when I come back in here and pump up my opacity, bring it back down here like this, it's looking pretty good. So now, we're over time right now. That's okay. Everyone stick with me, because I don't want to bail on you guys just yet. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and make the other eyeball through here. And what we're going to do is, let's just, no pun intended, let's eyeball it. Let's go ahead and make a big circle here. Mine's at 300. I need to hit the brush button first, don't I? At 300, I hit, boom, a dot. Bring it back through here like this. We'll do this manually. Get my two little things from my eyes through here. Bring my brush size down quite a bit. Making it more squared off. A little bit showing through here like this. And then what we'll do is we'll make some highlights by hitting the E button for the eraser. And I want the soft brush picked. Let's make a big one through here. Like this. Another highlight through here, like so, and bring it down like that. Maybe another V like this. So now when I come back, I'm leaving these eyes all done through here. Turn this off, first pass off. We should have something that's resembling this. So go ahead and let me see your guys' screens real quick. I know this is Labor Day weekend. I know you guys got tons of things to do. I don't mind going over a little bit, but I don't want to rush things either. So do me a volunteer to see the screen, and what we'll do is we'll pick up from here next week, and then we'll finish her up, and we'll talk about expressions, and we'll use this kind of for a base model in the beginning. But by the time we're done, I'm hoping by the end of the month, you'll have at least 2 different chippies of your own, a guy and a girl that, you can say, hey, I made this. So do we have a volunteer to see a screen real quick?
All right, just go ahead and raise your hand. For the person who previously switched our screen over to, when you, anyway, the point is you can't raise your hand anymore. But you could post in the questions panel or the chat, and I'll see it, and then I'll switch over to you. For some reason, whenever you become made a presenter, it disables the button and it's dumb.
And again, I'm looking at both right and left. My right one resembles my left one over here, but I reserve the right to make things up as I go along. I'm trying to make it as simple and easy as possible for you guys. And later on, man, once we get stuff done, I like to do things in 2 to 3 passes. While you guys are debating what you want to do and all that, I'll show you as you guys kind of catch up. Say I'm drawing like a human figure through here. Once I hit my brush. Coming up through here, it'll be like, look at me, I'm a big strong guy. I'm the Hulk smash.
If you want to check your Skype, Derek, somebody's just sent a link. I'll send it to you. They scanned it in.
Oh, cool, okay. Nice job. Who is this?
This is Mr. Jintoki.
Let's call him Mr. Jin.
All right.
Mr. Jin, I love your eyes. You're so pretty. Hey, no, seriously though, I love what you did. I love the fact that it's a nice, beautiful sketch. I can see how you drew through things. I like the shape of the ears. The face is pleasant. That's one heck of a great job. Well done. I like the highlights in your eyes. I love the nose. I love how you broke up the mouth a lot better than doing a little circle like, ooh, she's all surprised. This chick looks really pretty. She looks very sweet. And those are the most dangerous kind in the world. So well done. Does anybody else have anything they want to show? Because I'd love to see it.
I think somebody does. Sorry, this is getting really, really confusing.
That's right, as you're sorting that out. This would be my first like thumbnail pass, okay? And then I would actually come back here, I would enlarge it. I come back in here with a slightly darker color and start finding the lines that I want to keep and putting a little more detail in through here. Like so. As Nelson feverishly starts to type away.
All right, looks like...
Hard to say the name?
Oh, here we go. We got a hand.
No. All right.
Sorry for the confusion.
Yeah, I'm having trouble saying that name too. Nice job. I love your line with variation, man. Do you have a microphone?
I don't think so.
All right. First of all, I love this sketch feel that you have for it. I love the, if you look at his lines, and we've not really gone over it, we did a little bit, but I love the bold lines, the thick to thin. Whenever you have a rendering, a drawing that you're looking at, and it's all one value, one shape, one line weight, it's a boring read. Everything that's closer to the camera, it's going to be thicker. And if you touch your forehead right between your eyes, and be careful not to poke yourself in the eye because that would hurt. I don't want to be sued, but touch your basically your third eye and run it down your nose. Now, when skin gets closer to the bone, it's very thin. And when you hit the tip of your nose, a cartilage there, then underneath, that's going to be a thicker line weight because it's not close to the bone. And then you have light values and this and stuff that will also play, you know, in the whole 9 yards. But I love what you got done. Can't talk. Love what you got going on with your hair. Seriously. Well done. And the point I was making with my screen, that little blue guy that I was drawing, I usually take about 3 to 4 passes before I really start to finalize anything. But because of time constraints, we're just kind of doing a 1-2 pass. But I will encourage everybody to practice this again up to this point. And you can change your Chippy's hair around. You don't have to make it an elf. But I encourage you to practice. Break it down like I showed you. Do the egg shape, hit the symmetry, make your eyes practice with the different tools and whatever program that you're using. I love the copy paste idea. I make everything basically the same for symmetry reasons. I'll ask anybody have any questions real quick.
I don't see any. There was a person who was going to
Hey, thank you, dude.
post it. Unfortunately, that link doesn't work for us. We have to be logged in to see it.
Okay.
Hey, well, okay. Are we going on break?
The class is only an hour.
That is?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's
just,
why I was trying to hurry up and...
Give me
Go
1 minute.
I'll tell you guys a story that was told to me once. Guy, and forgive me if you've been in my other classes, but a guy I really respect and love like a brother. His name's Christopher Shy. Great concept artist, done a lot of stuff for Hollywood. He's got tons of comic book stuff out. He was kind of my mentor, and he's good. He's really good. And he's like, do you want to know how to get better at drawing, Derek? I'm like, yeah, what's the secret, man? Is it vitamin C, 8 hours of sleep a day? He's like, well, the secret is there is no secret. You just have to do it and do it and do it. I was one of those kids in the back of their class that drew all the time and got in trouble. But that's the thing. You just have to do, and do. And again, from this area right here, let me see. Where's my monsters that I did today? My Pokemon dudes. Here it is. Let me create another layer so I don't screw it up. I'll do a blue. But if you look at this, all this is our egg shape that we just did. Cut it in half, eyeballs, nose through here, mouth would go through here. Big triangle, big triangle. I got some triangles going on for the hair through here. This through here is almost like a bowling ball shape. And I have a triangle here. Little linear line through here. Circles for the elbow or the shoulders. Cylinders. Circle, circle. And that's all this guy is. He can be broken down to these small shapes like this. And that's what I want you guys to see and to understand. This. Too much is open. Dude right here is a little more complicated because you have to deal with anatomy and stuff. If you look at the head, it's a circle. A circle for the shoulder, elbow, placeholder for the wrist, almost like a shovel. See a triangle through here, reverse triangle for the butt. Then you attach them all together and you learn anatomy. Another triangle, cylinder, triangle. All these things are simple shapes. And once you master the simple shapes and breaking things down like that, you're going to be able to see and recognize and be able to draw anything. So did you get everything sorted out, Mr. Nelson?
Yeah. The link I just sent to you.
Okay. Not bad for your first attempt. I like that I'm seeing the blue that you're doing the non-photo blue. The eyes aren't bad at all. Her face is a little pinched. And if remember my eyes to my ears, the ears are a little bit low. But again, this is all to come with practice, and I commend you for showing us this. And I really want the other story I tell a lot, then I really will stop talking. I know we're way over time. But when I first started doing 3D, I was in this place called the Renaissance Center. Jason Busby is my teacher. And thank God he had patience with me. I didn't know how to make folders in the computer. And I had this whiz kid by me, Andrew Cady, love him to death, brilliant at Maya, knew all the computers, so I could draw, but I couldn't do the computer stuff. And one of the instructions was use the MMB button to do blah, blah, blah. We're trying to snap vertices, and you had to push down on the middle mouse button and snap it. I didn't know what the MMB button was. I was turning my keyboard over. I couldn't figure it out. He looks at me. He's like, what's the matter? I'm like, I can't find the MMB button. He's like, that's the middle mouse button, you twit. Oh. But the reason I tell you this story is I'm sitting right next to this guy. I could do almost everything already in Maya. When I came in, I didn't know how to make a sphere. Uh, You don't want to compare yourself to what I'm doing or the next guy or gal. That's why it's important to keep that duck that we made in the beginning. That's why it's important to keep this drawing right here. The only person you need to worry about is yourself. I don't want you to get frustrated like so-and-so can draw this, so-and-so can do this. You know, maybe they have a lot more time. They don't have like 10,000 kids to take care of, and in 60 hours a week they got to work. So I commend everybody for being here. I don't want you to compare yourself to anybody. I want this to be fun and relaxing. And I encourage you to PM me. I'm the crow on the forums. Go ahead and take my screen again. Well done. You keep up the good work, whoever this is. I'm going to give you guys my personal email address too here.
Derek, we do have your screen.
Oh, doo-doo-doo. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, old bean. I feel like a dork. So I'm STEVENS, D's in Delta, 71 at gmail.com. Either PM me on the forums, 3D Buzz forums. I'm the Crow, THECROW, or hit me at my personal email address and let me go over stuff with it if you have any questions. And this is the beauty about 3D Buzz. Jason's been passionate about, helping everybody learn on all levels. And we've had some really big success stories going on. Our MMO class is getting quite huge right now. We're actually, you may not know this, but we're making a video game, a big MMO game that's going to be stellar. And we have art teams, we have modelers, and we're always looking for more. No matter what your drawing ability is, if you can convey an idea, just with the stick figure, we can hook you up with another artist who can flesh everything out. We're looking for ideas, and I want to foster this learning and helping other people out. That's the whole thing about 3D Buzz and what Jason's dream and his mission statement is. So please contact me. Give me 24 hours to contact you back. I want to see what you guys are doing. So I encourage you to practice what we've done so far. We'll come back next week. We'll finish this up, and we'll move on to other things. Last thoughts? Any last questions?
Nope, I don't see anything.
Roger that. Guys and gals, thank you very much for being with us for the very first ever Chippy class. I'm going to work on my little drawing here. I'm not satisfied with my eyes, so I'm going to work on them. But we will start again next week, same bat time, same bat channel. You guys have a great night.